All right, guys, so we're going to work through a straight leg bridge. We previously did the bent knee bridge, which I'd encourage you to view that video if you have not already, because there's some nuance and detail to trunk control that I'm not going to dive into in great depth in this video that you definitely want to know about. So we're going to take, in this case, his feet up on a chair or a bench. I'm going to pull this towards you just a little bit more. Perfect. Good. And then when you set up on the chair or the bench, just make sure that your toes are pointing to the ceiling. So you want to be planting the back of your heel to the ground, not the outside of your heel, which is commonly the case. Okay, so plant the center of the back of your heel into the floor. Okay, before you lift, okay, create that connection to your midsection. So chest relaxes. Create that little bit of intra-abdominal pressure so that you feel like you've got some tension and resistance towards your hands through all sections of your abdominal wall. And then you're going to focus on the press of your heel to light up that entire back body, posterior chain, and then press so hard that you lift your hips off the floor. Hold that position. Strong to the feet. Maintain your connection to the center. Don't let that intra-abdominal pressure let go. Little bit of tension and expansion through all sections of that abdominal wall. And as best possible, we are trying to get into end range hip extension, but don't overdrive it. We don't want to put too much stress through that lower back, which can happen with this exercise. Make sure that the heels don't spin out. Okay, don't open those toes. Keep everything squared up. And then slowly back down, sitting from your hip joint, keeping chest connection. Okay, go again. Drive off the heels, plant hard, hold strong on the top. And then sit from your hip, keeping chest connection. Now, if you keep an ideal connection between chest and pelvis, when you come to the ground, your pelvis and your rib cage, the space around your kidneys, should touch at the same time. Okay, so drive from the feet, hold strong on your top, and then sit and try to connect your entire back body to the ground at the same time. And that's where that hip hinge comes from, right? One more. And let's add a nuance to this because we want to make this a little bit harder. Hold your position, keep your tension. Do not let your hips drop to the floor. Do not let your hips twist. Take one knee, lift it towards your chest. Hold strong. Not so easy. Put it back down. Lower your hips back down. Good. Now I might suggest, as a tip to make this a little bit easier, bring your feet closer together. Yeah, when you get better, you can go wider perhaps, but the wider your feet are, the more rotation you have to control. So start with your feet stacked together. Okay, rib cage connection, intra-abdominal pressure. Drive your heels to the floor. Okay, the goal here is to hold hip extension. Do not let your hips drop on either side. Take one knee towards your chest. Hold. Back down. Sit back down. Again. Hold. Lift the knee. Good. Don't drop into those hips. Back down. Now, when you sit this time, don't lose your tension when you hit the bottom. I want you to come right back up. Keep your connection. Push to me a little bit here. Keep your intra-abdominal pressure. Drive it up. Keep your breathing easy. Strain your body, not your breath. Lift your knee. Yes, good. Hold your connection. Good. Now, the further you go into the chest, the harder you have to work from this side. So if you want to really challenge it, you're going to drive the knee further to challenge hip extension on that down leg, and then back down as Nick hits his max there. Okay, so that is the straight leg bridge with a double leg and then a marching variant to add some challenge into that posterior chain. So the difference between the bent knee and the straight leg is obviously the lever arm is a lot longer, so it's harder. There's more force required to lift, but there's way more hamstring involvement. So it's actually a really good exercise for early rehab and training of the hamstrings. So there you go. Straight leg bridge. Have fun with that.